Crowd go wild, man down, know what y'all like. On the top row crowd.
It's your boy, it's your nephew, it's your cousin, it's the hottest podcast in all of wrestling. It's the Grappital Region's best kept secret, and it's the slayer of all things grim. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the host of the debate show, the 3 Count Podcast, Chaz and friends. Let me introduce to you my friends. Introducing to my left, probably my right, but you know, it's always inverted here. So he's next to me. All right. He's the man that runs this podcast. All right. He is my tag team partner in this podcasting world. He does everything. Okay. He's the figurehead because you got to have a white guy in order to look good for sponsors. So with that being said, he is the Red Dog.
What's up? It's the Air Force Better.
Don't forget, he's in the new studio.
Yeah. No, not new studio yet. Temporary studio. We'll put that way.
The temp studio.
Yeah.
There you go. The
temp studio. It is the Air Force Veteran Intel Specialist, the one you call on when you need to get the job done, and your friendly neighborhood Red Dog, also the DICK of this industry, and the biggest pusher of pure ignorance right here. You can get that hat available from Chaz right there. Yeah, Chaz will get you that hat.
Yeah, wear my hat. I'm gonna keep asking until you send me my hat.
Oh, well, you gonna keep asking?
That
second batch coming yet.
You know what? I will see you on probably the 9th
of July.
I feel very blessed being the 4th member.
Oh yeah, next Sunday. Next Sunday.
Oh, where you be back? Oh, right.
Yeah, I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be back on the 8th.
Oh wow, so you'll catch me right before I leave.
Yeah,
damn. Yeah, that's crazy.
Beat you up and take your hat.
Speed right past what I said. That's cool.
I know, right? Shame on me.
The biggest pusher?
The 4th member of pure ignorance.
Oh, I ain't saying.
How you gonna miss that?
Well, I mean,
it's crazy.
He kind of is. Like
Low-key,
like,
I have
that's just
no. He is.
Like yeah. he is. You know, like there's NWO black, you know, black and white, and there's NW Wolfpack, and the LWO, all the different versions. That's what this pure ignorance is.
I'm the shadow member. Exactly. Like I'm the one hidden in the shadows.
Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna use me when it's important.
There's pure ignorance OG. You know.
There is, yeah.
Then there's pure ignorance takeover. Then there's pure ignorance indie. Pure ignorance yard.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been all over the fucking place.
And now we're expanding because now we're in Utah. Now we're in Maryland. We're in Massachusetts.
Right.
We're everywhere.
We're gonna take over the world, baby.
Hey, look, they're gonna have us
PIWO.
They're gonna put us in the on the list of what you call it, extremist groups that the FBI got. Yeah, they're gonna put pure ignorance.
Oh, they probably will. They might.
If we're not already on there, pal.
I can't wait to see the comment section where that one pop in there, where it's just like just FBI is monitoring this chat room. PIWO takes no orders from you guys.
And since Chaz is forgetting, I'm the supervillain, the Dark Lord.
Yeah, he is.
The Dark Goat, the man, the myth,
and the
legend. Yes.
The man who was at the first wrestling match ever.
He was there.
Fuck yeah, man. I still, yo, Jesus still owes me money.
I just want to know though, like, what was that match like with Zeus and Hades for the first time?
Dude, greatest mat wrestling ever.
Mat wrestling.
Yeah, I give that 20 stars. I'm breaking the rating. I'm breaking the rating system, Meltzer.
Right off the jump. Yeah. You weren't there. You wouldn't know.
Exactly. Match of a lifetime.
Speaking of that, do you now know who now holds the record for most over 5-star matches?
You're gonna tell me.
I am going to tell you.
Is it Will
on my
Ospreay?
first guess.
It sure is Will Ospreay.
Oh, woo, thank God.
You thought it was Kenny Omega, didn't you?
Oh, I did.
Well, I'm sure Kenny's like right there, like number 2.
So Kenny is number 3.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
There's some Japanese dude. I forgot his name. Can't pronounce his name. He's number 2.
Don't want to slaughter it either.
Like it's
please don't. Please don't.
I wasn't going to try to attempt it. but he's number 2 with 26. So it's 26. Ospreay just recently with his match with Kenny, which we'll talk about later. It got more than 5 stars, clearly, because you know what's going to happen.
8.5 stars.
No, I think it was like 6. I think it was 6 point something, but we'll go back and I'll give you the actual number. But with that match, it puts Ospreay at the top of the list with 27 matches in his career, breaking 5 stars. Kenny is at 21, so the record is 27 now. Then it's 26, and then Kenny at third with 21. Wow. So yeah, there's your Meltzer history fact for the day.
Your fun fact that won't win you Jeopardy.
Right, exactly. Anyway, if you haven't already done so, after hearing us squabble for the past 6 minutes, make sure you follow us on your favorite social media channels, okay? 3count_pod on Twitter, 3countpod everywhere else. Hit that bell button, hit that subscribe button, all that. On every podcast, site, for our audio listeners, hit us on there, okay? Like us, all right? Follow us, subscribe. And for my Apple Podcast users, because you're part of the cult with us, all right? Off of the top of the Big Ben clock tower, 5-star frog splash review. I told you I got one this week. Right off of Big Ben. All right, give us a 5-star frog splash review on Apple Podcasts. Share this video with your friends or your uncle or your nephew that you know that like wrestling or your cousin that really like Roman Reigns. Send this podcast to them because we talk about Roman Reigns. Because we're going to talk about Roman Reigns. Because first things first is temp check.
Yo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is probably will be the most important and the most controversial temp check in Chaz and Fred's history, okay? We are coming off fresh off a clean L. Our tribal chief has fallen.
Oh, he has.
It is like London has fallen, Olympus has fallen, the tribal chief has fallen. Okay.
But he did it epically, though.
It was epically. I don't know if that's good or not.
Dude, it was.
He still took it now, clean. So
he did.
Tip check.
He did.
Tip check. Hottest and coldest wrestler going into this week, starting right now. Cliff, what's the temp like over there, brother?
Hey, I'm gonna take coldest wrestler of the week. It's been a long time since this man has been on the coldest radar.
Oh,
so we
don't
need to
you
bring
say
him back.
it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Sean Spears. Welcome to the coldest wrestler of the week.
Yeah.
No. And then
I thought he was going to say Roman.
No. There's no way I could put Roman on coldest wrestler of the week. Even if he took an L, like, hey, when you go down in flames, like you go down in flames. And So let me give you the hottest wrestler of the week though. I know everybody else is gonna pick this person, so I just want to take somebody else just right off the rip, right? And let me get Damian Priest and Will Ospreay together because they put on some great matches. And let's be real, man. Now that Damian Priest has that money in the bank, like
money in
the bank. Yep, Damian Priest though. That's that guy.
All right.
Actually, and let me get Io Sky in there too. Because she put down the work.
Yeah, she did. That finish.
That's a great finish. By the way, like, we don't. Yeah, very creative.
Very creative.
Hey! Shout outs to the producer for that match because that was definitely like.
I tweeted it.
Yeah, it was.
I tweeted it out yesterday. I tweeted the same tweet twice, because it was very prevalent for both matches. Whoever came up with the finish for the men's Money in the Bank yesterday deserves a raise. Just the emotional roller coaster that they put us through, and those final moments of that match cannot be like ignored. Hopefully we get to talk about it when we get really in depth in the Money in the Bank show. But man, that finish and then the women's finish, just creative all around. Because I remember when they brought out the handcuffs off Drip, and I go, "Oh, we're gonna handcuff Becky to the bottom rope, have her watch." Okay, I get. And that's not what happened. Becky had them handcuffs on for a good little while after the fact.
She did. I forgot about them.
Exactly. So, and just to see her tied up with Bailey and then Io being the one to climb, I thought was just was funny. and just cool. So yeah, definitely both producers, even if they were the same, if not, they need raises and they need a pizza party in the office in Stanford because those finishes were grandioso. Yeah. But temp check, Damien, what you got?
Well, Codis, we already know who it is. It's Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
that fool is Arctic.
It's funny because I got a thing about Jericho.
Fuck Jericho. Let's put it like that. Hottest wrestler. You know what? This is gonna go out of the box for me. Hold on. What does he go by now again? Hold on. Is it Bryan Danielson or is it the other way?
Yeah, Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. He's gonna be my hottest wrestler.
That's tough. A man.
I enjoyed that match a lot.
And it's still.
I know. Like that was my favorite match on that whole entire show. I could have probably done with most of everything else, not done with it. I gonna lie to you.
My coldest wrestler is everyone involved in the main event at Dynamite.
Damn. Oh, that was kind of.
That includes Painmaker Jericho and all 8 of his different personalities. That includes Sammy Guevara. That includes Darby's abusive self, and that includes Sting old self, because Sting do not need to be jumping off no ladder from in the ring onto 2 tables outside the ring. I don't care what anyone says. It's not cool. It's not it's dangerous and it's dumb. It's dumb. And when
he died.
And guess what? That's what's that. What makes me mad is every time they do these little press conferences, these media scrums after a show, he calls, "Yeah, man, Stinger time is not up. Tony Khan's telling me, I can stay whenever. It's on me, man." Well, guess what? It should be now. Stop wasting the time because you're gonna die on live TV. It's going it's enough is enough, and everybody in that company is just enabling that old man.
When he kissed that table, when he kissed that second table, though. I was like, oh my God, bro.
Yeah, he did.
But the thing is this, we're doing this and people get like, people are popping for like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not good. That's bad.
And the crowd was like, and the crowd was just saying, like, you could hear the crowd in the background too, screaming like, he still got it. I'm like, no,
he don't. He ain't got
it. All right. He got it all right. He got that table. That's what he got.
And the thing too is when he hit too, like you saw how he like his head will wet back, and then like he went just like this, and I was like, yeah, you kissed the edge of that table, bro. Like we saw it, we know what we saw.
Dude, I thought he wasn't gonna make it at all. If I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, I was like, they're too far. They're too far. Don't do it. Don't do it. And he did it.
Speaking of people not being, I listen. I want to talk about Money in the Bank because.
We gonna get
let's
there.
Talk about things.
We gonna get there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
You mean the death spot?
Hold on. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Yeah, that's my cold spot. That's my little mini rant on that. My hottest wrestler going into this week. I don't care what anyone says. You got to give props to where props is due, and like I want to give it to Jay. And Jay's probably the easy answer and the best cop out. I don't want to say cop out, but the easy way to go. But I really wanted to point out that even though he did not win the match, he is still a bigger star from when he walked in, and that's LA Knight. That London crowd, LA Knight.
Yeah.
There we go. I mean, they were chanting for him in Saudi. They were chanting for him in London. They chant for him in the States. By golly, man, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that boy's over.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I thought he was going to win that one.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna do it. And I was getting ready. I had it in the group chat loaded up with me, be like, ha 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 ha, I told you so. I had to delete all that.
No, the camera work was beautiful on that too.
Everything. Oh, yeah, I just said
we'll talk about that then.
Everything about it towards the end of that match was great. But yeah, man, LA Knight, like you said, Cliff, it had me on the edge of my seat. I was off the couch by this point towards the end when everybody was hitting finishes and everyone kept climbing up. LA's knocking them down. No, get down, get off this ladder. And I'm on the edge of my seat like, oh, here we go. Oh no, he fell down. Oh, he got back up. Yeah, they took you on a ride and it was fun. It was a fun ride. I'm not mad about Damian Priest winning. That was one of my other choices of who was going to pick besides LA Knight or Logan Paul.
Yeah.
So I wasn't mad about it, but yeah, LA Knight gets the hottest wrestler of the week for the temp check for me.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Hashtag temp check, and let us know who your hottest wrestler is, who's your coldest wrestler is. Let us know.
Or just put it in the chat.
You can put it in the chat as well. You can tell your mom too. That would be nice too. You tell her
tell
who's
your
your hottest.
Tell your other friends to come in here and tell who the hottest wrestler is.
Tell Grandma Sue that Roman Reigns is still your hottest wrestler, even though he took an L for the first time in 3 years.
3.5 years.
You're right. 3.5. Yeah. You're right. Forgot that other half. But,
also, fun fact: do you know who the first person was to pin Roman Reigns?
It was Baron Corbin.
It was Jay.
The first to pin him.
Yeah.
Oh, thought you meant the last. But yes, it was Jay. Wow, that's still crazy to think that. This whole story just wild to see. But all right, let's get to it. Before we get into Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that's before we do.
Before we get into Money in the Bank, let's Cliff has a segment he wants to get off. And before we get too deep into talking about wrestling, I want him to get his shit off. So
yeah. We're gonna talk about. We'll get to Money in the Bank. But I got to share this story with you guys because I want to see you guys' genuine reactions, right? So earlier today, and this is how fresh this is. Earlier today, our family, right, my in-laws and everybody, we decided we wanted to go get ice cream, right, at this place over here in Massachusetts, right? So we go get ice cream, and I can't help but hear the table next to us tell this story, right? So this lady's talking about how her and her family were on this rowboat, right? And they're out in the middle of the ocean. They see a group of wild dolphins, right? And the grandmother, right, reaches out and grabs one by the dorsal fin to pet it. And it turns back around and it bites her in the hand. And she is freaking out because she's like, oh my God, I don't want to move. And she said the dolphin looked confused too. And this whole conversation going on. Why does this conversation matter? Because one, my wife is at the other table, just sitting with my daughter as they're having their mom-daughter kind of ice cream, just sitting there listening. This lady is talking about how she's out here with a wild animal, petting it. And it was we have not learned anything in life. I low-key cannot believe. I was like, yo, when you go to Yellowstone or you go to any national park, or even if you go to the zoo, they tell you, please do not feed the animals. And yet here's this lady, and just this random old lady who's like, hey, I'm not going to feed this dolphin, but I am going to pet it. And when it turned around to bite her, she was freaking out. She's like, I thought these were nice. It's no, dumbass, Flipper is a TV show. Why does that matter? So, fun part, right, is that my mother-in-law is listening to the story too, and she walks over to Rebecca, and she says, they're talking, and they go to leave, and my mother-in-law was like, hey, I just want to let you know, my wife is a dolphin trainer. And so, or my daughter's a dolphin trainer, right? So the lady goes, oh, so you heard our story? It was well, you were pretty fucking loud that everybody around you heard how stupid you were that you pet a wild animal. But secondly, yes. And she goes, oh, well, do you guys train and dead ass, I want people to look at my eyes when I say this. She goes, do you guys train people to bite animals? what? I was like, no, they don't train that. That's stupid. But I was like, in the other token, I was like, why were you so? I was like, I kept talking about it in the car. I was like, if I was ever president of this United States, right, of this country, I'm removing all warning labels off everything because there's 300.
You have been saying that for years, as long as I've known you.
338 million. Think about this for a minute, though. 338 million people live in this country alone, right? And we'll just split it in half. Half of those people are stupid. That's 150 million people that we probably, if people get mad at me, 160 million people that we probably could do without. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there. Like,
no facts. Facts. No facts. He's speaking facts.
It's just crazy. Like, you mean to tell me that in your mind you never thought to yourself, "Hey, I shouldn't pet this dolphin," and instead you're like, "Oh man, I saw Flipper and I saw Free Willy. I saw these great animal shows. I'm just gonna pet this guy really quick. Oh my god, he bit me!" Like, no shit. I have no idea what the hell you're doing. Like, yo, sorry, but that's
like petting an unknown dog and then surprised that the damn thing bit you. I'm
glad you brought that up, Damien, because I think I told both of you guys this story. This happened 2 weeks ago when I was in Maryland. I had my dog outside.
Oh yeah.
I'm very open with everybody, and you guys know this, right? That my dog is adopted, right? So we don't really know her full history. But like this couple is like walking by and they see her and they whistle at her and she kind of looks curious and she barks. And then the couple starts laughing. And I turned around and I was like, yo, it's funny, right? And they're like, excuse me? It's funny. Like, we just see a dog. We don't know its history. We don't know anything about it. We whistle at it. It barks at us. We think it's cute. It's funny, right? And I had some other words to say along with it. Okay. But nonetheless, like this couple just looked at me shocked. I was like, keep walking. I was like, stop looking at my dog. Like, you guys are idiots. And then they like ran up the hill. But it's like, yeah, you don't know the history of any animal unless it's your own. And even at that, you may or may not know all of it. But
yeah, exactly.
Don't be stupid. Like, yo, why in the world would you think that, oh, this dolphin must be related to Flipper? Or like, what's the one from Snowflake from Dolphin Tale? Like, no, yeah, it's gonna be fine. Like, if I just pet this wild dolphin, it's gonna accept me into its pod. No, it's gonna bite you because it doesn't know who the hell you are and you're a fucking moron.
Right? Like, dude, dolphins kill sharks.
Yo,
and you think it's not gonna bite you? Really?
They bully each other. What they do? You're not a seal. You're not a jellyfish. You're not swimming faster than it. You're not doing anything. This thing grab you by the foot and take you down to the bottom, right next to Ocean Gate. And you're gonna pop.
Right?
Like, why?
But it's facts. That dolphin could have grabbed the hold and pulled her under, and it would have pulled her under until she drowned and left her there.
So the moral of this rant: don't pet wild dolphins. It just doesn't make any sense.
No, don't fuck with nature. There you go.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with nature. I don't fuck with nature, and I've never been stung by a bee, and that ain't about to happen.
Yeah, no.
I'm 1,000,000 years old, and I've yet to be stung. I have no idea if I'm allergic, but guess who ain't gonna find out? This guy right here.
Listen, I was so dumbfounded by it. I was like, I bet you're the kind of lady that just looks at the gorillas at the zoo and you're like, hey, you know what? I think we have a connection. I need to jump in there with them just to see if they'll hug me. And it will.
It'll hug you,
and
all
crush
right.
you, and it'll rip you in half. Oh man, sorry. That's my 2 cents. I know it's not really wrestling related, but I had to get that off my chest. It's been bottled up for the last couple hours. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to talk about this on the podcast.
All righty. You good?
Hey,
I'm great for now.
All right.
For now. Things could change really, really fast. So, I mean, are we going to talk about the bullshit first?
Yeah, let's talk
or the good shit.
Well, we're going to talk about both good things. Because
both good things. Both good things.
Both shows were great.
Yo, I had to take out a life insurance policy just to watch Forbidden Door because I thought I might die before it was over.
That's your fault. Because I didn't have to do that, and I thought
I took a nap in the middle of a match and woke up and it was still going.
Wait, no, I want to know what match was this?
Y'all, come on, y'all know what match it was. Y'all know what match it was.
It was Kenny and Will.
By the time I woke up, I saw that I fell asleep when dude got ejected. And then I woke up and he was back out there. I was like, yo, what are you doing out there? Like, what are you doing out there, bro? Like, you got ejected. And you're looking right at the ref. No, you know what? Fuck it. We're talking about this now. That's the first match we're talking about.
All righty. So let's move right to it. Forbidden Door, guys. All right. Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega. Go, Damon. Go. Just go. Get it off. Because I've been waiting to debate about this match with you all week.
Yo.
This match was fire.
The match should have finished. Like, I don't know.
The match, yes. Okay, so
15 minutes before it did.
10.
You know how I knew I was in for a long night? When I heard 30 minutes have fucking elapsed. I was like, oh my God, they're gonna go fucking 60 minutes. What the fuck? God damn it. God, I just dropped my lighter. Now I got to reach over and grab it because of that bullshit. It should have ended with, you know what? No. All right. I understand why it didn't end with the screwdriver, even though it should have.
All right. So look, I agree with that. I agree with you on that one. You won't get an argument from me. When the screwdriver happened and everything, that should have been it. I agree with you.
Thank you, baby.
There was nothing after that. What else you could have done? They already had through the kitchen sink and the toilet and the table and the chairs and the fridge. So,
all right, so
what more
the dolphin.
So I told my wife. I told my wife. I was like, I'm going into this match completely unbiased and prejudiced against Kenny. Like, I legitimately watched it being, not jaded. And I understood the story that they were telling. It made sense. However, it didn't need to be a decade long. Like, y'all could have went like 20 minutes. Like, you didn't have to go an extra 20 minutes. Yeah. Like, that was uncalled for. It was unnecessary. And like I said, like, I ended up falling asleep just because it was one of those where it was like the match was, from what I saw, the match was good. It made sense. I understood what they were trying to, convey. Blood feud. Ospreay's out for blood because of what happened last time. And, Kenny's just being Kenny. He's a dick. I don't care what nobody says, but he's a good guy. His character is a fucking dick.
It's true.
Like, so, and the match got ignorant. The beginning of the match, I enjoyed. But like I said, after a while, it was like, well, fuck this shit. If I didn't fall asleep and I stayed up, I'd be a lot more mad. But I was able to get a nap in, like a power nap. So, but like, yeah, like, I was mad about the 30-minute thing. That made me mad. Like, I wanted to get up and walk away, actually.
But you knew, but you know what you're getting with Will and Kenny. So I don't know why you expected them to not go at anything less than 30.
Because the fucking show was fucking taking forever as it is. I figured they was going to be nice.
Why?
I got a family. I got a family. I got kids. All right, I got to raise them. And they took 45 minutes of my life.
Guess what, Damien?
But you know what? Like, hey, to be fair, I do understand his point, and here's why. That show, like, I shouldn't feel like I'm at a job.
But you know
AEW. I know that. I know what to expect.
So what?
I know.
I feel like this. When we say that, though, I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say, Cliff. But Beyonce had the greatest video all time.
Okay, Kanye.
But like, look, that argument.
God damn! I thought Shannon Sharp quit Undisputed.
You're
Came
funny.
to this show.
Look, That argument is so played out now. It has been how long? We are in year 5. We're in year 5, right? You should expect it now. Why? You should be accustomed. Your body should be adjusted to the fact that you are watching AEW. You're going to watch a long show. Why are you telling me no?
This. Why are you going? Why no? Because halfway through it, instead of saying, I want more.
Just as long. Half these indie shows
I watched that in pieces. I watched that shit in pieces.
What's the
Forbidden Door is not Wrestle Kingdom.
Exactly.
But it's still a wrestling show that's not the E.
My problem
80 wrestlers, show. 80 wrestlers.
Listen, and not to mention that
it's a crossover show. Endgame was 3 hours long, and it had over 60-something characters.
That was the end of something. This wasn't the end of AEW or New Japan. That wasn't the end of the season.
It's like an Avengers movie. It's like an Avengers movie when everybody
wanted it to end. No. I wanted it to end. It was one of those where it wasn't like, I want some more. No, it was like, fuck, this ain't the main event. Fuck, that ain't the main event. What the fuck?
Even a co-main
Please
event.
fucking end.
You gotta look at Forbidden Door as like the All-Star game. As like, all right, cool. We're getting the All-Stars from AEW versus the All-Stars of New Japan. So you got.
Said that. You know what the great thing about the All-Star game is in the NBA. You know, if you want to take it out, nobody plays in the first 3 quarters, and in that last quarter, that's when we get to see some actual defense. That match was like the third to last match on the card, and it went 45 minutes. Like. There was nowhere else for everybody else to go. Like we had to have like the co-main event match couldn't be like had to bring the crowd down so that way they weren't so drawn out and tired when Daniel Bryanson and Okada wrestled. So like the reason that the problem I have with the match, right, is the match placement, right? It's the third to last match on the card. It's going 45 minutes. And it doesn't need to go 45 minutes. The crowd is already hyped for the card.
Whoa. Are you telling me that Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay 3 does not need 45 minutes?
It should, if it was in the was it third last or was it second to last match? It was third to last, right?
Let me hold on.
I'm pretty sure it was. It would if it's in a co-main event spot, fine. I could take my point back, but I don't think it was. I think it was like third.
Yes. So it was right. So it was third because after that was the Sammy Guevara match, and it was the Chris Jericho and them. Then it was Okada and Bryan.
So that's what I'm saying though, is that like that match is a big match, and that match should main event every other card, right? It should have main evented that one. And I get Okada and Bryanson are the biggest names on that card. Like it definitely is. I'm not gonna take anything away from it. And it's the first time they get to me, and I don't want to take anything away from that match either. But like 45 minutes of just like the first, like it was like a fill out process, and then it went into the match. And I don't know where Damien's so mad he left the whole thing. Like, but
let him go.
Yo.
He tripping about a 45-minute match. How long was the Bloodline Civil War match? You don't complain
about
the
main event.
But you don't complain about a 45-minute Money in the Bank ladder match. The ladder matches are like 30 minutes, 40 minutes almost.
That has a point.
What? So Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay for the IWGP US title ain't have a point to me. Get out of here. I'm moving on. I'm moving on to another match. Y'all make me sick. Y'all make me sick.
45 minutes of just that. That's all.
45 minutes of fire. That's what it was. 45 minutes of pure fire. You wish you could go 45 minutes like Kenny and Will. You wish.
I probably could go 45.
Shut up.
If the first 20 minutes of it is just us going around just chain wrestling for the first 20 minutes.
Whatever. Y'all just wish y'all could go 45 like Kenny and Will.
Man.
No. What are you talking about?
Dude.
I've done it.
Not to the level of Kenny and Will. Not to that level.
I'm not trying to
because they're not on my level.
I'm just saying.
No, you're not on their level. Don't you disrespect
They
them
are
like
not
that.
on mine.
They are not on mine. You are not on
they
their
ain't
level,
on my
Damien.
level. No, they're not on mine.
Damien,
I
they
operate
wrestle
on a
on
different
Tokyo
level.
Dome.
And I don't
Tokyo
care.
Dome.
So
Tokyo
the
Dome.
point, it doesn't
But it
matter
wasn't
where
at
they
the Tokyo
wrestle.
Dome.
Tokyo Dome.
Don't matter where they wrestled at. It don't matter.
IWGP
Japan.
belt.
That's
You
nice.
are not on their level. Love you
They're
to
not
death.
on mine. They're not on mine.
Whatever.
I don't care what you. I stick to
Anyway,
that.
Meltzer gave it a 6 stars because that's what
Because he's on drugs.
No, because it
Just like
deserves
Tony.
12. It deserved 12
No,
out of
because
5.
they're both
that
on
match was
drugs.
fire. Y'all just haters, man.
I didn't.
Nobody
the match was
hated.
aight.
I didn't hate on the
I
match.
think the match was aight.
Hate on Kenny
The
and
match,
Ospreay.
no,
They put
the
on
match
good
wasn't
stuff.
bad. No, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, I went in there biased. It wasn't bad. It was actually really good. It made sense. It was too fucking long. Period.
That's it. That's the only thing I have a problem with.
That's it. That's the only thing I have a problem with.
Moving on.
If Damien takes a cat nap and wakes up and the match is still going on, there's probably some issues.
Damien's 3,000 years old. He has
That's
those
what
moments.
I'm saying.
He takes naps.
He
He's
took a
liable to take a
25
nap
No,
right now.
that's BS. No, I'm actually very awake right now, actually, sir. And I went to work at 6 a.m.
Nap,
So
and the match is still going on.
Moving on. So we can argue about this.
I don't even remember what else was on the fucking card. I just know that I skipped over Jericho.
So
I skipped over Jericho.
Match. We're not gonna talk about Jericho.
Please don't. Please don't.
You don't talk about that.
Please,
match, I didn't watch it.
I didn't either. I walked away.
I didn't watch it.
I walked away.
After Kenny, I needed to take a lap because I was enamored at the artistry that was in the ring that was performed by Kenny Omega and William Ospreay.
Notice how he said the artistry and how good the match was. He didn't say, "Man, I had to take a lap because I couldn't accept the fact it was just that fucking long."
Because it was fine. I knew it was
a great match.
I knew it was going to be that long.
He's like, man, I had to take all 45 minutes. 45 minutes in.
I did.
Chaz, we're gonna get you a nice cushy. Chaz, we're gonna get you a nice cushy rehab in LA, buddy.
I don't need
we're gonna get you off the punch. It's okay.
I think like how much did Tony pay you to fight?
He did.
Right?
Why this match is fire?
We didn't do the match with a fire. You're defending
MJF versus Tanahashi. That opened Forbidden Door. All right.
Yo, MJF had it right.
All I gotta say,
start first and dip. Start first and dip. That's what I would have done. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have been like, you know what? Put me on the pre-show, match 1. I'm good. I'm out. And it was already 5 matches on that.
Yeah, it was.
So technically, MJF went 6. Not even first.
Because the 0 hour. I think we had 3 matches on the 0 hour. 1, 2, 3.
I thought it was 5. I thought it was 5.
I thought there was
4. So
4?
we had
So he went 5th.
Yeah, he went 5th technically. 2.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He wasn't even an
Wasn't
opener.
it like 14 matches, 20?
I don't know. We're not gonna get there.
You
but
know
anyway,
what? I would have had my match when the fans were walking in before they even started coming in. That's when I wanted to have my match. Like when they're doing sound check and shit. That's when I would have wrestled so I could go the fuck home, not staying there fucking 8 hours.
Anyway, what do you guys think about MJF Tanahashi? I thought the match was fire. For what I know, Tanahashi is getting up there in age, so he's getting limited in what he can do. But for what it's worth, I think MJF and Tanahashi put on a great match. I don't agree with Meltzer's rating. Meltzer gave it a 3.25 out of 5. I definitely would have got at least 3.5 for me. But what do you guys think?
It was a solid match. I definitely thought that. I know, and you kind of already hit on the point about Tanahashi, but he went out there, he performed very well, and like they definitely, he got to do the greatest hits. And I was here for it. So I love the fact that MJF has this ability to have so much character work that he doesn't have to do a lot, and neither did Tanahashi. So they got to tell like a great story through a lot of good character work. And then obviously like with the athleticism that MJF has, it just made sense that you were able to kind of take some of the bigger risks and then still preserve Tanahashi in the end.
All right. Here we go. What do you think, Damon?
It felt like John Cena versus Austin Theory in a good way.
Nah.
Like not in a bad way. No,
I
not in
like,
a bad way. No, in a good way. Actually, I'm talking about as far as like someone older elevating a younger champion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like solidifying his like, title run. So that's what I meant. I didn't mean like as far as like equability. I'm talking about the feel of the match of what they were portraying. As far as the story is concerned. It was really solid.
If Cena would have put on a better match with Austin Theory, I definitely could see that point. Because I was trying to think of like another match where it was like that, and like there's not one like that. Like I was thinking like like Rock Hogan, but that doesn't even make sense because that's not the same comparable. Like if anything, like Dean Ambrose and like the Undertaker when they are on SmackDown, like it's kind of like a changing of the guards kind of. I maybe like that kind of aspect, but I like that to get the rub like he did, if
like Jeff Hardy did with Taker.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
John Cena where he could actually still work normally. Done the United States Open Challenge thing. All right, next match. What was it? What was the next match?
Fatal 4-way. Well, I'm skipping through matches. I'm not going through all the matches.
Ooh, yeah. I didn't. I didn't really pay attention.
Don't you do that?
I didn't pay attention
Probably
to that match.
Probably the third best match on the show. Fatal 4-way
for the
International Championship with Daniel Garcia, Shibata, Zack Sabre Jr., and OJ Orange Cassidy.
That's why I didn't watch it.
OJ Orange Cassidy.
I thought that fatal 4-way played on the strength of every last person in that match, and I think it made for people who are not familiar with Shibata or Zack Sabre Jr. If you weren't like enamored or just you got hooked by watching them, then I don't know what's wrong with you because I'm always a mark for Shibata and Zack Sabre Jr. I've always liked Zack Sabre Jr. because he's just an ass.
I heard more of the match than I watched, by the way.
Oh yeah, because they were hitting each other.
Well, no, because I had it in my ear. I was at work and I was doing something, and instead of stopping and looking, I decided I'd be all right. Just continue chopping vegetables and not chop off a finger.
Well, and this was what's funny. Yeah. This is the funny thing about like Chaz and I and like our dynamic, right? Because like he just told you like Zack Sabre Jr. and Shibata put on like this fire technique, this technical like godlike wrestling match that they had, right? But for me, it was on the other side with Daniel Garcia and Orange Cassidy and like their sports entertainment side. Yeah, their sports entertainment side. Like I got drawn into that. Listen, man, Daniel Garcia was taking like some serious blows, and we came back and he's doing like the dance. Yes. Yeah, like I got hooked into the match.
I did catch that.
I love that. I like Daniel Garcia. I like Daniel Garcia before he got signed. Like we were talking about Daniel Garcia when he was on the Indies before he was signed in 2020. And in 2021, before he got signed, Daniel Garcia we were talking about him on this podcast, but for the IWTV championship, when he faced him and Yuta faced off before they were signed. Okay, so to see Daniel Garcia in this spot now is just I will always root for Daniel Garcia. But yeah, it's just everybody was just it was like the perfect 4-piece puzzle, and each piece was a perfect fit. And like I said, if it was the third best match of the night, it only outshadowed because you got Kenny Omega and Ospreay, and you got Okada and Bryan Danielson. It's hard to follow those two type of matches, but excuse me, this match was fire. Everything is just, and in the story of Orange Cassidy squealing out of it, it's just squeezing by a victory. I pun intended. Just that running story of him just barely getting by in all these title defenses which is going to make him, when he actually does lose it, that more just heartbreaking. And it's going to put whoever it is that takes the title off him, it's going to put them on, put the rocket ship on him. So this
somebody needs to stun gun him. I'd be happy for that one.
That'll be the only way somebody will probably win a match.
Hey, Tony, use a stun gun. It'll be hilarious.
That's my what's it called? Dave Meltzer.
That's what Scott Hall did.
He gave it 4. He gave it 4 stars. I agree. It definitely gets about 4 stars. I would go a little bit higher, give it 4.5. But what do you guys think? That was good.
4 stars is right where. I agree. It was good, but 4 stars is where it belongs.
Well, Damon, you didn't watch it.
My mama told me that if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
There you go. Which
is why, because you said that's a good segue, which is why we will skip over the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match.
It was
between Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Sonata. It was a match, and that's all it was. It was a letdown.
Jungle Boy's a letdown.
I
like the heel turn.
The heel turn was fine. I like.
So why does he look? Why does he look like Hyde from that '70s show?
We don't talk about him. He's canceled.
Yeah.
Well, he looked like it though.
Storm had a match. That match was good.
That match was actually pretty good.
Match was really good. Fire. It was solid.
I was sad. It was the only ladies match on the main card.
Yeah, I agree on that one. It's moving on. We won't talk about Jericho's bull crap.
Fuck that nigga.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Main event time.
You think you missed a match?
No, that's the only matches we're talking about.
But didn't you miss the match?
Yeah, did you? I feel like
you did because
10-man tag match.
There was a match. Yeah, that match made me mad.
That's why
that match made me mad.
I didn't watch that match.
Oh my god, that match made me so mad. However, my favorite part of the whole entire night, and I did catch it.
Tag matches over when there's more than 8 people in it.
I watched part of this. My favorite part of the match, Kingston. Why he took that kick? It made no sense, but it was great at the same time. It was one of those where it was like, why are you? I know why you're doing it, but why are you doing it? And I died. I couldn't stop laughing. I don't know why, but it was great. That was my favorite. That was my favorite thing of the whole entire night because I laughed my ass off for like 15 minutes afterwards.
Crazy.
All right, giving the main event, Forbidden Door. All right, Bryan Danielson versus Keshka.
Actually, I've been waiting to talk about this. So you remember what I said last week?
Yes. Yes.
Now repeat it. What did I say last week? Come on, let me hear it.
He gonna put that boy in a pretzel. End quote.
he gonna fold that nigga up and ship him home in a UPS box.
It was a fire match.
It felt good calling you after that match was over. I was so happy you answered. It was great.
So
that was great.
That bad man, who is still a bad man, though. Okada did tap. He hasn't tapped. Gosh, who knows? I forgot the actual number, but he had. Yeah, it's been a while, good little while since Okada tapped. But hey, when you're the best in the world, you do tend to do stuff like that. You may, bad men tap out. So Bryan Danielson and Okada put on just a master class on what two just all around greats. When you just let them and say, hey, go make magic, that's what you get. And I loved everything about this. Like I said from jump, this is the match that sold me on it. Nothing else could have happened on that show, and I would have been fine with just watching this match.
Nothing else did happen on the show.
That's a lot. We spent 30 minutes just now talking about it. So
Talking about nothing.
So yeah, man. This I don't know what to say. I was in awe. It was just
I want to know what Meltzer said. What did Meltzer give this?
Meltzer gave it 4.75.
See, that's why Meltzer's system is so
right.
No, I can't. Oh my
God.
Yeah, I agree. I don't agree with Meltzer rating on this. This definitely gets, I don't know, 6, 7 stars. I still think it's definitely the second best match of the night.
No, it was match of the night.
Sorry. It's not better than Ospreay and Kenny. Sorry.
It is. It was.
No,
it was. No, it was. It was.
No,
it was. It was.
It was not. It was.
Yes,
not.
It was.
No,
it was too.
There's no
Stop
way.
Lying to yourself.
There's no
Stop
way.
Lying to yourself.
What's called the Ospreay and Kenny match had months and months, had years of story and build behind it. All we had was,
and guess what?
Weeks.
They had a couple of weeks and made it amazing.
Trash, and then
exactly,
came in
and it made it amazing.
No,
and it made it amazing. It was epic.
That's crazy.
We would have had the same feelings to win the match. That never happened.
Doesn't matter.
It would have been.
They told a better story with a little bit of time than those other two did with months, years.
You're on drugs. You're on drugs.
Here's some good weed. Purple Hindu Kush.
Yeah, don't take that stuff no more.
Yeah,
no more.
Switch to run.
At this point in time, yes.
Nah.
I'll be honest though. I like this match better than I like the Ospreay match, and I only say that in the sense that this match. Here's the thing though. This match only had a couple weeks of build, and really it became one sided because obviously we're getting video packages from Okada, overseas. But we had like just a little bit of build and this great match told, right? Whereas, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Ospreay and Omega's match, right? Because they've had years to build up to this point to where they got to part 3. But this first match that we got from these two was just off the chain. And if we were to look at like Ospreay and Omega, like 1 versus, Bryan Danielson and Okada 1, we would be looking back and be like, yo, this obviously was a better match than that one. And that's why I like this match a little more, because there was a lot less backstory to it and a lot more action that went into it. And I love that aspect of it.
This is just the pure of who's the best, buddy.
Yeah. Just two dudes who are just they're not even fighting for a title. Like they weren't even fighting for a title. They were the main event. Like that's how big of a match this was. And I felt like it lived up to the hype.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It definitely, I'm not saying it didn't live up to the hype at all. No, it definitely did. It lived up to the hype and then some. Absolutely. Match was definitely, it's definitely match of the year candidate. It's top 3 and it's not 3. Right.
Damn near perfection.
Exactly. So, oh no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that at all, but I still think Kenny and Will was better.
Nah, it's okay though.
And it's okay. You can have your wrong opinion.
You can have y'all wrong opinion on this one.
I am never wrong.
What do you guys
I am never wrong.
What do the 3 Count Pod Nation think? Okay, what do y'all think?
Hey, what? First of all, we're gonna get a way better name than 3 Count Pod Nation.
That just rolled off the tongue. Okay, whatever y'all want to be called. My 3 counters. My counters. I don't know.
Yeah, let them choose.
You might as well
please.
call these my referees.
Right?
my tigers and white stripes. Like
okay, all right.
You're gonna be so mad at us for that.
What do you guys think? All right, what was the better match, Okada and Bryan Danielson, or Will and Kenny? Tell us that while we tell you our match of the week. Match of the week. My match of the week.
The main event of Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
The Civil War. No, I'm still gonna go with Danielson and Okada. That's my match of the week.
Yeah, I would go Will and Kenny, but my tribal chief knows what he's doing. And when my tribal chief shows up, he's putting in work. He's gonna cook, okay? And my tribal chief had all his ingredients yesterday afternoon, okay? He had all his ingredients, and he put on something that was delicious to the throat, to the eyes, and to the ears, okay? What I watched was greatness, okay? I watched a match and something that I had tears in my eyes. I was that emotionally invested. I had my children. I told my children, I said, kids, come watch our family fight. It was a momentous occasion for this family. All right. I said, watch our cousins fight to see who's going to lead us into the new era. And frankly, I'm still shaky, but I think our tribal chief just had an off night. But it was great. So my match of the week is definitely the Civil War. The Bloodline Civil War.
I hate that they called it the Bloodline Civil War. Like, I really do.
I did too. I thought that was a bit much, but I mean, the match was fire.
You got to market no, you should know they would have marketed the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
You mean, come on, it's WWE.
This is the biggest story of the past decade. And like
probably more than that,
probably
actually.
You're right. Probably bigger than.
This is like, it's the story. The story is way too perfect.
If we're going in the last 20 years, so we're going from I don't know if you get bigger than. I still think if you go, Shawn in the Street I still think was probably bigger. I think, and hindsight 2020, looking at it, I think. I don't know because that was really the time we were looking at. Oh, Taker might really lose.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I say that, because you really never there was no doubt in your mind that Taker was winning.
Well, really, Taker's story, period, in general, actually. That's more of a long running
till Shawn showed up and said, "Hey, let me go put on a banger with this old head." Till people go, wait, Taker might could lose, y'all. Like he went down there in Texas and put on a banger and said, wait a minute, Taker might lose, y'all. So I would say that's probably the only bigger story up until this point. I even would throw out Rock and Cena because they butchered that for doing it twice in a row. But yeah, this is probably one of the bigger stories of the last 20 years. And you should know they were going to overproduce and market the heck out of that. Well, and being in London at that, they're out of the country, PLE. Oh, please. You're lucky they didn't do the whole redo of the Marvel Captain America poster. Like, you're lucky they didn't do it. They should have. I'm surprised they didn't go, hey, get on Twitter, hashtag Team Roman, Team Uso. Like, which team are you on? Choose the side.
Yeah, it was hard to choose a side. It was hard to choose a side on that.
Being as a member of that family, it was very hard to choose a side. But I always acknowledge my tribal chief. I respect my elders. The other chiefs, they appointed him. So I'm going to ride with my tribal chief, even though I have much love for my cousins, the Usos, and they got a good dub. Shout out to Jay. But yeah, that's my match of the week.
I thought they were gonna lose.
Ooh, buddy.
I really thought they were gonna lose at one point. I was like, oh.
When it hit the spear and the spike at the same time, I was like, this really gonna happen. And then obviously the kick out, I was like, oh my god. And right. What I love too was Roman's face after the kick out, and he just leaned into the ropes and he was just like I just threw everything at these guys and they're still kicking out. And his Solo was like,
get up,
the fuck up, man. We gotta beat some people.
Yo, stop being a bitch over there.
And Roman was like, yeah, we gotta get into it.
Yeah. The match, everything about the match is great. Since we're here, we can talk about it. Yeah, we are witnessing the fall of the bloodline, the fall of the Roman Empire. The destruction of Roman Reigns right before our eyes. We are witnessing it. It is happening, like crazy. When they mention dates, something's about to happen when WWE, when they throw out dates and then very specific numbers. So they put out the number that he had been pinned for since December 2019, And when you really think about that in hindsight, it's wild.
It is. It's fucking crazy.
It's,
It is 100% crazy.
His shoulders have not been pinned to the ground.
In this day and age, to have a weekly, not say weekly, but streak like that, never been done. Gosh, in a long time. And
I'm happy they didn't number it. God, fucking Goldberg ruined all of that.
Yeah, Goldberg did ruin that. But it's crazy to think like there are people, and it shocked everyone. I was in legit shock. It was like almost like when Taker lost. You stood there, you go, what am I watching? Did they
Dude,
that crowd
went insane.
That crowd
the
went insane.
pinfall was happening, right? Dude was counting. He goes 1, 2. I'm like, here comes the kick out. Here comes the kick out. 3. I go, oh, he lost. I'm on the phone with JJ as this is going on. I'm screaming on the phone in his ear. He's like, who lost? Who lost? I'm like, Roman got pinned. He's like, shut up, no. I'm like, I'm watching it. Jay just pinned. The tribal chief is down. I repeat, the tribal chief has been pinned.
It was great. It was great.
The kick out from Jay when he's just like,
no, that was beautiful. Beautiful storytelling.
Yeah. So I love everything about that match. It's just you hate to see it. You hate the fact that now that we watch this story so unfold literally from the very beginning, for like the birth of this podcast, really. We've seen this bloodline story form, like I said, through the longevity of this show, and you hate to see it, but like we've come to to the end, and we're getting towards the end, and it's been an amazing story so far. And whoever it is, not going to say it's Jay, not saying it's Cody, or if it's Solo or anybody else, but whoever is the person that takes the belt off of Roman, whether it's Damian Priest or not, I hope it's not. They're set, and I hope whoever it is pick the right person, because if it's the wrong person, you have legitimately tarnished the 3 years that those 5, including Paul, those 5 guys put on for the past 3 years.
Well, you gotta add Sammy to that too.
You're right, and Sammy. So 6. I'm going to add 6. So yeah, and Sammy, because Sammy is a very, very intricate part, because Sammy is what really kept that bloodline story going. Yeah,
when it seemed like it was getting a little stale.
Right, exactly. Right when it started to get a little bit stale, we're like, all right, this is getting a little much. Sammy was in there to inject a fresh new life in that story, which had it going for another 8 months. And
I think the other part that I was thinking of, the other part though, is that when you really think about like the whole bloodline and everything kind of like accumulating to this point, right? It's wild to think that, like, it's funny you said that since this podcast has started, that it's been that long, and I was like, wow, genuinely it has been. And you think about the biggest problem that I'm gonna have, right, is when Roman drops the title, right? The next person that they're gonna have, and I don't want to sound like that person, but it's gonna have to be essentially how Brock did Cena, right? Because remember, Brock ended the streak, and then they went to Cena, and then he just demolished Cena, and like it made that title, and it made the Beast incarnate that much more like raw, right? And like that much more effective in his win. And you're gonna have to do the same thing going out of the Tribal Chief story, right? So let's just say it is Solo, right? That does it. Who Solo faces next, like he just has to obliterate that guy, right? And it has to be like a credible threat. It can't be somebody like, it can't be like, and I don't want to sound like that, but this is gonna sound crazy. It can't be like Rey Mysterio, right? It can't. It's got to be like a Kevin Owens or a Sami Zayn type guy that he just goes in and he just runs through, because otherwise you're gonna waste the last 3 years, like you said, and it's not gonna make that champion effective.
Yeah,
facts. No, facts. Whoever it does, it's gotta be done right. Gotta be smart.
Whoever it is, they definitely are setting themselves up. You know, for, in the wise words of a great man who had a lot of money, to the moon. Definitely will set them up for that. Let's get right into the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So that Money in the Bank ladder match, that fire men's Money in the Bank match. Okay. Let me just say something, and I know he got booed a lot, but Logan Paul is a gem. Logan Paul is a gem.
No, he played his part in that whole entire thing. He played his part beautifully. And if he had won, that would have been cool.
It would have because, and I think, I seen it on Twitter, and I think somebody else said it too. The way that the crowd just wanted to see Logan get his tail whooped is why WWE loves Logan Paul. It does not matter where he goes. All right, he draws heat. He draws as much heat as anybody on that show that's not named Roman Reigns. Like
he does.
Or Dom. Let's be real. Let's be real. Dom and Roman are your two biggest heels. They garner the most heat. But you got to put Logan up there. Didn't matter what anybody did, man. Logan could have. They booed him, and it worked for that match. And then like we said about LA Knight, the pop LA Knight got, and Triple H said it in the press conference, right? He's a star. He's a star, and good thing comes to those that wait. So LA Knight's future is set. All right. It may not be the Money in the Bank, might not be the launching point for him, but it's gonna happen. Who knows? That man might win Royal Rumble.
That man's taking the US title.
That.
He oh yeah, definitely. Because now
he's taking that US title.
The babyface run has got to start now. It's got to start, and you got to build him up as that credible babyface because he's still technically a heel, but we just love him. So it gets, bro. I think everything about it. Even I like Escobar. Escobar played a good part of it. Like,
his gear is fire.
His gear was fire. Like even in like all Escobar stuff where it was like always like, wait a minute, they might give it to him. Like everything was about it was good. It gets an A, solid A for me.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it.
It was a good opener. It was a good opener.
Great way, like I said. And then the finish. Oh,
the camera work for the finish. Oh,
yeah.
See Damian Priest's arm come up.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this match.
Talk about
I'm gonna give the match a B because of that spot. Like, that was mad. That was mad dangerous.
Mad unsafe.
Oh, Ricochet.
Yeah. Because like the thing was, is, like I understood, like, all right, they're going for a Spanish fly, like, and I knew the crazy part was I knew something was gonna happen with those two in the ring, right? I just knew at some point it was gonna happen. So when I saw them on the ladder and it starts to get tipped, like first they kind of fumbled up on the ladder, then they start setting, and then Ricochet, just as soon as he got set, he just pulled like Logan with him. And man, like I'm glad that like Ricochet midair realized like I need to like turn a little bit to protect Logan a lot better. But God bless, man, like that was mad dangerous, and that was not something that should have like they should have, if they were gonna pull that thing off, they should have found a lot safer way to like be able to do that Spanish fly, because I was like, bruh, it looked like he was gonna die.
Well, I mean, I give it to Ricochet realizing what was going on.
Yeah, Ricochet said,
and not realizing in mid-flight, oh shit, he didn't have his footing. I need to protect him. And the only thing he got out of it was a gash in the shoulder. So
yeah,
that's a plus. But yeah, it kind of took away from the match a little bit. I mean, it was nuts.
The man,
it was fucking nuts.
Oh, you ready? Too bad. We're going.
Exactly. They're like, oh, hey, we're on the rope. Hey, we gotta go. Bye. It's like, it's like.
I mean, I give it to them though. They stayed upright. Their balance, both of their balance is impeccable.
Because you know what? I bet that they went through this sequence and they hit it perfectly in practice.
Like, probably did.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
They both knew what was happening, and then I bet Ricochet landed both feet on the top rope and flipped off. Like, they didn't have to catch themselves. But man, on a live scene, I was like, I probably would have. I'm not gonna front. I probably would have boarded the spot. I would have just said, "Hey, we'll find something else to go through these tables with. This just isn't gonna work out this way, so we need to figure it out." And I don't know, do something like the top rope where they're like running at each other and then like flip off. But yeah, the whole ladder sequence, I was like, bruh, like,
yeah, I wouldn't have done that.
Like, we're going for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that at all. This is why I'm still alive, because I don't do crazy shit like that no more.
So Shayna
at least they made eye contact.
Shayna turning on Ronda.
That was a shock.
That was yeah.
What I got out of that.
More shocking than Ronda coming out as Majin Vegeta.
I love that. That was amazing. That was amazing.
With the M on her forehead. I was like, oh, wait a second.
Yeah, I know what that is.
I was on the phone with you.
You were.
No, I think I got it. Like, you know, she went in there and she was working the hell out of Liv. And Ronda kind of like took her shine. In a way, it kind of just makes her look like a crazy badass that she just like snapped. Because she's like, I did all this work and you trying to take, nah, we ain't having that. I don't care if we got the titles or not. Choking your ass out. That's kind of how I took it, but it was shocking. It was like, oh, this is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I do want to see them face each other more than I want to see them tag, if I'm going to be honest.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But
I mean, this has been years in the making too with those two.
That is true. It got hot outside.
Ever since like Ronda first got in.
Yeah, no, it's one of those that has to
like working.
And they want to, from my understanding,
but
right?
Well, and I think that's what, like, when Chaz and I, we were talking about it, I was like, it seems like Ronda may be going on like vacation after SummerSlam, so, you know, she wanted this match. So then, you know, there they are turning it up, and, you know, Ronda will probably put over Shayna, and then they'll go till Royal Rumble, and who knows what's going to happen after that.
Sure.
All right.
True.
Let's talk about, I'm skipping over some matches, but let's talk about the American Nightmare and Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, that match was 5 minutes too long.
I agree. I thought the match was a little bit too long as well.
It was a little bit long.
But if I gotta say something positive, and I want to put out that Dom is getting better and better.
Yeah.
Like, it was nothing great about the match, and there was nothing bad about the match. Yeah. I think it was a solid piece of work. Like, they did everything. Like, they did everything right. They did the bare minimum in a nutshell, but not doing the bare minimum. If you know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah. So it was a typical TV match for me. It gets a C plus, C 77, 76. Like,
I get a B minus.
Solid. It was, like I said, it was solid. It was a solid match. I was upset there was no Brock. I don't know why.
I thought he was going to show up too. Actually,
I thought Brock would have been there. I thought Brock. It would have. I don't know. I felt like at the end there should have been something else. I don't know.
It kind of felt like it should have been.
Yeah, I felt like we should have gotten something, and maybe
they changed their mind.
Right, maybe that was the case, and maybe the something was John Cena at the next segment. You know, making his return. Maybe was the something. Yeah. So that's why we didn't do Brock, because we didn't want to lessen Brock or lessen Cena and all that. So
it makes sense though.
But solid match. I don't think
great character work on both sides.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It was perfect.
All right, let's talk about these women. The women.
Woo!
Let's talk about that Money in the Bank ladder match. Look, for number one, my number one point on that is this. Trish need to buy every last one of them women Rolex watches. She need to buy them Birkin bags. She need to buy them red bottom heels. All right, and she needs to listen because they're carrying her through that match. Now, yes, Trish has never been to a ladder match before. This is her very first Money in the Bank match. So I guess she is like in the deep waters. She's probably like, oh, buddy.
Dude, I think she looked good.
We didn't do this in 2005.
I think she looked better than she did back then.
Yes, absolutely. But there you can tell.
I mean, they made her look. They did make her look great.
Yes, they helped. Listen, they carried.
But she took a beating though.
She did.
She took a beating.
She sure did.
She definitely broke her nose.
She did.
Thank you, Trish.
Yes, thank you, Trish. But Zoe Starks gets.
I know.
Zoe Starks took a lot of nasty bumps. That's a tough clip. Clip had said it. Like Zoe Starks is tough.
Oh no, she is.
She's tough. We know now.
She's real tough.
Of you, if you watched her on NXT, you already knew this. Already knew Zoe Stark was tough. But seeing her go out there in that Money in the Bank match, and she showed why she's a ring general. Like, she may be fresh, like on the main roster, but she knows what she's doing. You can put her in there with anybody, and she can lead through that match, and it's going to be great. So, Zoe Starks gets props, and Zelina.
Oh, definitely Zelina.
I said on Twitter, I was like, all right, everybody. Zelina has been killing it the past couple months. You've given her spots to showcase, and she has gone above and beyond expectations. Give her a shot. Give her a chance. All right, like I don't want it to end up like a Liv thing where we wait too long to do it, and then we fizzle it out before we actually get it. Give her a chance. All right.
Give her the ball and let her run.
Seriously, because
let her run with it. You're right.
She did it in Puerto Rico, and she put on legit a solid match with Rhea. All right. She did it. She's done it a couple times on SmackDown the past couple weeks, and now she's doing it in London in that Money in the Bank match. Like that Code Red was crazy. Crazy. Give it a shot. The match itself, and that I give that match a B+. Like the finish was creative. I didn't think EO was going to do it. I definitely thought it was going to be Zoe or Bailey. But EO was definitely a good choice for me. It gets a B+.
Who did I pick last week? Did I take EO?
You did pick EO.
Didn't I pick her?
No.
Yeah, I was like.
So me and you were on the same page.
I had a couple.
Then. Yeah, me and you were like.
I had a couple.
Like, it won't be Trish and it won't be Becky because they're too busy beating the shit out of each other. That's what we said. Like we were like, it's either Zoe or Zoe, Bailey, or EO. I didn't think EO was gonna win. I had Bailey.
I was hoping she was gonna win. I don't know why. I guess I just want to see her and Asuka again.
But here's the thing: is this? The rumor is that the women, whoever was the women's winner is going to have the first failed cash in. That's the rumor going around this year. Is that whoever the women is going to have a failed cash in?
Well, look who the champions are right now.
Well, correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
they're not pushovers. Neither one.
Neither one of them isn't. So not like I said, that's all rumor. We don't know. It could change their mind. But
they could.
They should because EO is super over.
It is, yeah. She is. But you also somebody's gotta have a failed cash in.
Yeah, you can. Next year.
Exactly.
But then again, you don't know where you're gonna be at next year. What if we're in the same predicament that we're in now?
No, next year because I want it to be 2 for 2 Asian women cashing in and winning.
Right? Oh, they're not gonna do that.
Wow.
Yeah. Triple
Like,
H.
no.
This
Listen, Oscar, you're not as cool as EO, so you gotta lose.
this is not AEW, okay?
Aw.
Asian women don't go over always, okay? This is not AEW. Kenny's not running this women's division. Sorry.
Thank goodness.
You're right.
Oh.
All right, let's move on to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth and Finn. All right. I like the match. I just was missing something. And I could have done without the Damian Priest fault. Like,
yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what took away from it. Like, I get it.
Right. And I think that was the issue for me. I think we know he's watching. We don't need him actually out there to watch. You know, we all understand. I think everyone understands what Money in the Bank is. I mean, even your non-casuals know what Money in the Bank is. Everyone knows what that is. We get the concept that you can cash. You know, I don't think we needed him out there. The match was good. It's just maybe I feel like that, and it could have maybe given me like 5 more minutes.
It did seem a little short.
I think I just
take the 5 minutes off of Cody and what's the name and added it to theirs.
Honestly, they could have did that and get rid of the Damian Priest, shenanigans. Because I hate the fact that that's ultimately why Finn lost.
Yeah.
He's like, what the you doing? And, and of course, he cleaned it up. Damian in the press conference goes, I wasn't going to cash in. There's like, da-da-da. But the match we could have gotten a better match. I just feel like it was rushed.
Well, then in that case, I didn't watch the press conference. So in that case, that just makes it even worse. Because if you're out there and you're not going to cash in, then why are you out there? Now you just make everybody else look stupid by being out there. See, to me, Damien and I put it in the chat group originally, right? Like he doesn't go out, right? Finn wins, right? That's how I wanted it to happen. Finn wins. The team goes out there. They all celebrate. Judgment Day's out there. You know what I mean? Like Damian Priest has him up on his shoulders, and then bam, hits him with the electric chair. Turns in the contract. Choke bomb. 1, 2, 3. That's it. And then that's it. That's the end. And all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, right? Like what happened here? Obviously, Finn gets turned on by Judgment Day. It's just gonna look like Finn, Rhea, and Dominic are gonna turn on Damian because he has the Money in the Bank contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not cool with that aspect of it.
All right. Oh wait, that's Money in the Bank. All right then. So, give it to me. Forbidden Door, Money in the Bank. Go, Cliff. Your name's not Cliff.
Damn, that's crazy. Let me go. Let me go with Money in the Bank.
Damien.
You know what it is. You already know what it is. Money in the Bank, buddy.
This or that.
If you say anything besides what we said, I'm calling a rehab center now. Something up.
Blink twice if you're okay.
Right.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, he's not blinking.
I'm gonna go Money in the Bank.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
Not even to say that Forbidden Door wasn't great. Corey's right. Forbidden Door Loki is the correct answer.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. He only said that because of what I said.
No, man. I love both shows. I said it throughout the show today. This was a great week of PLEs. Just really
stop it. Just stop saying that, please.
That's what they're called. That's what they're called.
No, just Okay, these were great events. Because I'm not here to go PLE. Stop saying that.
But
You don't say it in real life. Don't say it now.
I
do. AEW calls them pay-per-views because that's what they are. WWE calls them PLE only because they're on the stupid network. If they weren't on the network, it would be on pay-per-view.
Regardless, they were all great premium live events to watch.
That's cool.
So I enjoyed them all. It was
about to put him on a rowboat in the middle of the ocean.
But I'm smart enough not to touch dolphins.
I would hope so. I would hope so.
I'm not touching any animal, period.
Smart man.
Not even touching a dog. Or an insect.
That's not true.
That's different. Your dog's nice. We have a bond. Okay? Me and your dog have actually bonded. Okay? Even though it still hasn't taken me on a date yet. All in my crotch.
She has no self-awareness.
No, she does not.
No
My
personal
goodness.
Space.
No, Damien.
No personal space.
10 minutes after meeting me, she was in my junk. I said, "Hold there, baby. Take me out to eat first." Like,
the show started with animals, it ends with animals.
That's a wild girl. You gotta watch her. You
that little floozy.
You gotta watch her. You gotta watch her, Cliff. Cause
she's a little heartbreaker.
Yeah. I mean, she was in there, just in my crotch. Like, get away from me. I feel violated.
There's no peanut butter there.
Oh my god. Anyway, what grinds Davian's gears? Go, because we're a half hour over.
Fuck you, Tony Khan. You son of a bitch. You took away my whole Saturday. He took my whole Saturday. Whole Saturday just gone. Sunday said, "Oh, see, he fucked me up so bad. I don't even know what day it was."
Because it was on it was on right after the pod.
Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. Oh, and I watched it. I'm still not mad that I paid for it, but fuck you, Tony. I don't want my money back. I hope you buy a nice bag with that, but fuck you.
A nice bag.
Oh, and also, why was he wearing a black suit with a black background?
Was it that he was on a green screen?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. God, that bothered me so much as a floating head with a white shirt. I was like, wow, you should not do press conferences. You should just stand in front of the camera. Tony, the camera is not your friend.
All righty.
All right.
For that, listen, if you made it to this part of the show, all right, my PlayStation users, you get a trophy. And my Xbox users, you get an achievement. Follow us on your favorite social media sites, as the guys are pointing out to you. Like us on Facebook, all right? Subscribe to us on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, everything that we're there, okay? Just subscribe, all right? Follow us. Give us that 5-star Frog Splash review off the top of the Big Ben clock tower in London. And yeah, after this goes off, go check out one of Cliff's Now Entering the Ring episodes, all right? We got a lot of interviews. We got content coming out all the time. So be there.
All the time.
Or don't be a square. Just be there, okay? And you're going to listen to another episode.
Nobody says that anymore.
I know. That's why I said don't be a square. You're just going to listen to the next episode.
Yeah, but still nobody, like, my generation never used it. You're going
I just
really far back.
Say, man.
Really far. Yeah, no.
I understand that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, people still say she's a bad mamma jamma.
That's different.
See, that's aged well.
Yeah. Bye.
guys, it's the host of the 3 Count, Chaz Evans here. Make sure to let you know that I don't run shit, I don't do shit, I just talk shit. And make sure you subscribe to our podcast. What else did you do? You should also follow us on all social medias. That's the Facebook at 3 Count Podcast, the Instagram at 3 Count Pod, and the Twitter at 3Count_pod. Also, if you like us a lot, you should definitely buy a t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/3countpod, and that's the number 3. Don't be an idiot and type in THREE, because you're not going to find anything. So make sure you follow us at 3 Count Pod or 3Count_pod on Twitter and buy a shirt. Be there or be somewhere else.